Welcome to the StockPickProfits.com live market update. It is January 25th, 2019. Nice close to the week, right? Nice 5-week winning streak going on here for the markets after that debacle of November and December. So let's get started with little legalities. Past performance is no indicator of future performance. We're not registered investment advisors. Nothing in this show should be taken as an offer to buy or sell any security. Again, we're not registered investment advisors. Show is for entertainment purposes only. Always consult a professional before making any investment decisions. So let's talk about the stock market. That busy market day. Looked like it was going to be a little lethargic Friday after yesterday, but everything kind of perked up, right? Trump and the Democrats have come to at least a temporary resolution on the government shutdown. Those guys are getting back to work. God bless you all. You guys get out there, get those paychecks, and get back in the ad economy. Us shareholders are counting on you. But, you know, there's a good side and a bad side to this announcement. The good side is we've got people back to work, which is fantastic. People are suffering, and we don't want that. These are fellow Americans. But really, it was just it's a stopgap. We've kicked the can down the road for about 3 weeks here. Trump made it very clear that if we don't have a deal in 3 weeks, he will call it a national emergency. That's an interesting prospect there. So we've got this nice 5-week rally going on, right? 5 straight weeks, capped off with a deal where we get these people back to work. We'll put a little trust in our politicians that they can work stuff out. A lot of murmuring after that. Chuck Schumer just came out and said bill to reopen the government. He expects that to pass House and Senate on Friday. McConnell was out there calling for a final bill to be done. So this doesn't happen again in 3 weeks, and they're working on it. At least they're working on it. They're not out on Twitter arguing back and forth about it. They're now working on it. Guess who had a great day today? Ever since that revenue warning that Apple made, it just got crushed, right? I mean, it got destroyed. And we've been telling viewers, look, if you owned Apple, do not panic and do not dump your shares. Stay tight, long and strong, right? You got one of the best companies on the planet. It's cash heavy. It's got great products, great services, great future. All this stuff is just a blip in the radar. Well, guess what? After today's rally, Apple has officially erased all its losses from that earnings report. How's that? Let me get here so I can see in case anybody's posting on me. So look, hey, you know, it was a great rally. Everything ended up about a 1%. The Dow ended up about 183 points, and S&P 22 and the NASDAQ almost 191 points. NASDAQ finished up about 1.25%. Nice. Now, here's the big thing, and we've been talking about this since that capitulation on December 24th, when that VIX hit 38, 39 points. We said, look, we should be starting a nice slow, if that is true capitulation, we'll start this nice slow trickle down on the VIX, and in unison, the market will start rallying, recovering some of the losses, and maybe even start making a move towards the all-time highs. We'll see if that part comes. But the first part of the V is complete, and Apple made that clear today when they erased all those losses from that earnings report, earnings warning. You know, this morning there was kind of some scary news, right? The air traffic controller shortage because of the government shutdown, but that is now resolved. A lot of things are resolved right away. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg put out a big article today justifying Facebook. The biggest disconnect with Facebook right now isn't shareholders. It isn't Mark Zuckerberg. It's the fact that most people in Congress don't even understand how social media works. So how can you get a big solution from people who aren't experts? Now, let's get back to that VIX. The VIX now is closed under 18 today. And it was just very orderly and very nice, right? As we predicted, right? We lost 36. We kind of were dramatic down to 30. Then it was just every other day or every 2 days or every so often, we take another level down. We're now below 18. So let's see if that continues trickling down. You know, in that the best parts of that bull market, that VIX was down around 12, 13, right? At that point, you remember 50 cents. the guy that used to put the million, what is it, 5, 10, $15 million bets on VIX plays. Well, he's probably he was happy on Christmas Eve. He's probably a little sad right now, if he's still doing the play. You never hear about the guy anymore. Other than that, the news cycle was a little light today. We've got that Venezuela news that's kind of hitting it. Besides that, there was a little non-market politics type thing. Roger Stone was arrested, and there's rumors that Bannon's the one that rolled on him. So that's interesting, right? Kamala Harris is officially in the race, and Jamie Dimon back, of course. Jamie Dimon never misses an opportunity to get his 5 minutes on TV, and he called for an immediate end to the shutdown. So look, let's kind of roll out of the show, because it's been a great week. For the service, we've had a really good week. We opened up a trade on the Qs this morning, a little short-term trade, and that's doing pretty well, as you can imagine. The Home Depot trade that we opened a couple of days ago, that was having we were talking about it. It was kind of in a base, and we're expecting it to come off that base. So we were red for a couple of days early in that trade. We're nice and green on that trade now. In fact, we're up about 20%, and it's just getting started. We're just coming off that, man, we've had so many winners over the last 3 weeks. We just had a big Bank of America trade that we cashed in. Oh, we cashed in the Snap trade. We told you that yesterday. Some of our members went ahead and held it overnight, and guess what? They ended up with almost 200%. They just rocked it. Good job, all of you. And that's the thing about our service. We don't just give picks. We don't just show picks. What we do is we teach. It's always a teaching moment. Anything that happens in the moment, and we take market, and we take full advantage of that. So our members are a little bit smarter than most members in the sense that they can manage their own trades. So look, gang, it was a great week. Fifth straight winning week. Good rally day today. Most of us, I think, weren't expecting much from today, but we got that good news overnight, especially last night. Intel missed, right? After that Intel miss, everything kind of went red in futures and red in after hours trading, but it was just a different day this morning. So the other thing is, Elizabeth Warren is calling for the head of the CEO of Wells Fargo, which makes sense, right? We know about Wells Fargo and all that nefarious stuff they were doing to earn those side commissions and stuff. They were screwing over their customers and all that, and they got caught red-handed. Now she wants that CEO to be fired. He responded to that. It's getting a little nasty there. Guess what? Jim Cramer says it's not too late for investors to take advantage of the market rotation. Well, 3 weeks ago, Jim Cramer, you told everybody to sell all their stock. So I don't know. There's plenty of room for expansion when you don't own anything. Other than that, there's just not a whole lot of news going on besides that government shutdown finally being in the tank. Thank goodness, huh? So look, let's all breathe a sigh of relief, right? We got 5 straight winning weeks after that debacle in December, and it was just ugly, and it was frightening, and it scared probably a lot of people out of the market. If it didn't scare them out of the market, it took all their money and put them out of the market, whether they liked it or not. Our members are still trading strong, and we're just cashing out big wins left and right. If you want to be a part of that, in the description, there's a link, and you can come check out the program. Take it or leave it. No obligation. So look, let's call it a show. Next week, we're looking at tech earnings starting to release. In fact, we made a little list here. Monday, we've got Caterpillar and Whirlpool and AKS Steel. AKS is a small steel play. It's about $2-3 right now. It's usually trades at around $5-6. Really got beat down over the last couple months. For you guys looking for a little stock, maybe to make a little trade in for earnings, that's one. Caterpillar's always got this heavy influence over the market because it's looked as a very key economic indicator. So we'll be looking to see how Caterpillar shakes the market, either good or bad. And Tuesday, we roll into 3M, Verizon, and our first big tech, eBay. Then Wednesday is when the fun starts. So you guys be ready. You guys should be looking forward, trading forward. Remember what we've been telling you about staying ahead of the trade. This should not be a new list to you. You should have been looking over this yesterday and today if you're trying to stay ahead of that trade, right? because Wednesday we get some big ones. We got Facebook, Microsoft, and Tesla from the tech side. We got Boeing and McDonald's from the Dow side. That's going to be good. Then we follow it up on Thursday with one that we're real interested, GE. You guys know we're in the GE play, right? Well, guess what? GE took that $9 level out like a champ today, up about 4 or 5%, closed above that $9 level. So we're on our way on those. We've got some far out calls at about $11 and $12 on those. So we're happy about that. So, as a service, we're very happy. It was a very profitable week. It was a very successful week, and it was a fun week. And most of all, it was a very educational week. We really did a lot of chart studies, and, we told you about it during the week. Our members learned Fibonacci. We learned how to put trend lines properly. We learned how to use some key indicators, and everything that we did, these all translated into the wins that we booked. So isn't that nice? Wouldn't you rather do that than just get an email saying, hey, go buy this and go sell that? We do it a little different, right? We like to stay engaged. We like to have fun, and we like to grow as a group. So look, going into it next week, like we said, we got some tech earnings starting to hit the board. And then right after that, we'll have some other big ones. We'll have Apple and stuff like that. We're Apple and Google, usually towards the end of the earnings cycle. And usually they are either the anticlimax or the climax of the earnings season. We'll see. Again, the big thing right now is make sure you have a plan. We've been talking about it since the beginning of November. You have to have a plan, how to handle that big correction, how to handle the worst sell down in 12 years, how to handle the worst Christmas Eve in the history of the stock market. How are you going to handle that? Because if you don't handle that properly, guess what? You never saw any of this V rally. You never got any money and stuff. Always have a plan, okay? And then when you have a plan, make sure that you follow that plan, all right? So trade a little cautious going into next week. We open up the week with Caterpillar. That can go really good or really bad. But otherwise, have a fantastic weekend. Everybody out there, thank you for your support. Thank you for sticking with the show. We'll see you guys on Monday with Caterpillar's Open. All right. You guys have a great, great weekend, okay? Aloha.